Victor was a simple rancher. Life had never been easy for him. From sunrise to sunset, he worked on his small finca, speaking to the land as if it could hear him, caring for his animals as though they were his own children. And yet, no matter how hard he tried, fate never seemed willing to stand on his side. That morning began quietly, just like all the others, but there was something different in the air, a strange heaviness, as if the land itself was exhausted, whispering, "Enough, it's been too much." His ranch was slowly falling apart. The wooden fences were rotting and breaking, water leaked through the roof, and the animals were always sick. Fever, weakness, sudden deaths that came without warning. Victor tried everything: better feed, medicine, prayers whispered late at night, but the result was always the same: loss. His wife, Maria, stood by him through it all. She would place a hand on his shoulder and say, "Victor, maybe this is just a test." But with every passing day, hope was quietly dying in his eyes. Then, one day, one of his cows gave birth. When Victor saw the calf for the first time, his heart sank. Something was wrong. Its ribs were visible beneath its skin, its body was weak, and in its eyes there was no spark of life, only a tired sadness, as if it had already given up on living. Victor never even named it. Deep down, he knew this animal had no future. Still, he refused to give up. For months, Victor cared for the calf. He spent what little savings he had left feeding it the best he could. Time passed. The calf grew into a bull, but it never grew strong. People laughed when they saw it. "What a useless animal. That thing isn't worth anything. How long are you going to keep feeding a corpse?" Victor tried to sell it. Ranchers came from far away, looked at the bull, and shook their heads. "It's already half dead." That evening, as the sun sank into a deep red horizon, Victor finally lost his patience. He stared at the bull and shouted in anger, "You're completely worthless. Not even 1 peso would be paid for you." He had spoken out of frustration, but some words do not disappear into the air. That night, someone heard them. Victor and Maria were eating dinner when a loud noise suddenly broke the silence outside. Something slammed against the fences, then another sound. Then the bull cried out, restless, afraid. Victor stood up. "I'll go check." As he walked toward the corrals, the air grew colder. The darkness on the ground felt heavier. And then he saw it. The bull was outside. The corral gate was open, and the bull was moving strangely, walking as if something else was guiding it. That was when Victor felt it, a presence behind him. A long shadow stretched across the ground. Victor turned around, and his body went numb. A man was standing there. He wore torn black clothes and a wide hat that hid half his face. When he spoke, his voice sounded like it came from beneath the earth itself. "You said not even 1 peso would be paid for that bull." Victor's throat grew dry. Who are you?" The man smiled. "Just a traveler who listens when desperate men speak." He pointed toward the bull. "I want to offer you an exchange." Victor laughed nervously. "An exchange? That animal is almost dead." The man stepped closer. "I will take your bull, and in the morning you will find a new one, black, powerful, perfect. And not just your bull, your fortune will change as well." The air turned colder still. Fear filled Victor's chest, but so did hope. "And the price?" Victor asked. The man replied calmly, "No price, not yet, only a decision." Victor looked at the bull, then at his ruined ranch, then into the darkness. In a low voice, he said,
"I accept." The man laughed. It was a laugh that didn't cut through the ears, but straight through the soul. "Then remember this, rancher. After morning comes, there is no way back." And then the shadow melted into the darkness. Víctor stood there alone. The bull was silent. The night felt endless, and the morning was about to change everything.
As the first light of morning fell across the finca, Víctor opened his eyes. The events of the night spun through his mind. The stranger, his voice, the way he had dissolved into the darkness. For a moment, Víctor tried to convince himself it had all been a nightmare, but the tightness in his chest told him otherwise. This was no dream. He rose from the bed. Maria was still asleep. Víctor didn't wake her. His feet carried him instinctively toward the corrals. With every step, his heartbeat quickened, as if he already knew that whatever he was about to see would change his life forever. As he neared the corrals, he felt it immediately. Something was wrong. The air was thick with a heavy, unfamiliar scent. The ground felt cold beneath his boots, as if the night's darkness had not fully retreated. And then he saw it. The weak, skeletal bull was gone. In its place stood a massive, imposing black bull. Its body was solid like carved stone, broad chest, thick neck, horns curved like something from an ancient legend. The morning light reflected off its hide, but the shine carried an unnatural depth. And when the bull slowly lifted its head and looked at Víctor, his heart sank. There was life in its eyes, but there was also something else, something that did not feel human, something that did not feel natural. This isn't possible," Víctor whispered. The bull stood perfectly still, yet its presence alone was overwhelming. It felt as though the entire corral bent inward around it. In that moment, Víctor understood. Whatever stood before him was unlike anything he had ever owned. He went back and woke Maria. "You need to see this." When Maria saw the bull, her eyes widened in shock. "Víctor, where did this come from?" There was fear in her voice. Víctor didn't tell her the truth. Maybe fortune has finally smiled on us." From that day on, everything changed. Within days, the difference was undeniable. Cows that barely produced milk were now giving twice as much. Sick animals recovered. Barren land began to turn green again, as if the soil itself was drawing strength from the new bull. Word spread quickly. People began coming to Víctor's ranch. Buyers who once tried to underpay him now offered generous prices without hesitation. "Your livestock is exceptional," they said. For the first time in his life, Víctor felt peace. Money flowed in. The ranch was repaired. New fences were built. New tools were bought. New hope filled the air. But Maria remained silent. She watched the bull from a distance and never went near it. "Víctor," she said one night, "there's something wrong with that animal." Víctor laughed it off. "You worry too much. Why fear something good when it finally arrives?" But at night, everything changed. As soon as the sun set, the bull's behavior shifted. During the day, it was calm, almost regal. But at night, it paced restlessly inside the corral. The ground trembled beneath its steps. Its breathing grew heavy, as if something inside it was waking up. One night, Víctor noticed the bull's eyes. They were turning red. Not a faint redness, deep, burning red, like glowing embers. The air grew heavy. Dogs stopped barking. Birds fell silent. The entire ranch seemed to hold its breath. Then, the first cow disappeared. Víctor woke up to find an empty corral. No blood, no tracks, no signs of struggle. It was as if the cow had never existed.
He searched all day, through the fields, the forest, the riverbanks. Nothing. The second night, 2 more animals vanished. Maria began to cry. "Victor, this isn't a blessing, this is a punishment." His heart knew she was right, but his mind refused to accept it. Everything he had gained came from that bull. If the bull was gone, everything would be gone. So he buried his fear. But soon, it wasn't just animals. People began to stay away. The ranchers who visited daily now came less and less. Some claimed they heard strange noises at night. Others said they felt suffocated whenever they came near the ranch. And then, one night, Victor saw something he was never meant to see. He woke suddenly to a sound coming from the corrals, like something heavy being dragged across the ground. Quietly, he stepped outside. The bull stood in the center of the corral. Its body looked larger than ever before. Its shadow didn't fall correctly on the ground, as if the light refused to touch it. Then the bull lifted its head and released a growl that sounded almost human. Victor stumbled backward, his legs shaking. In that moment, he understood. This was not just an animal, it was something else, something born from the darkness of the night. And suddenly, Victor realized the price that had not yet been paid was finally coming due.
That night, Victor couldn't sleep. The red fire he had seen in the bull's eyes refused to leave his mind. Every time he closed his eyes, the same image returned. The massive body, the almost human growl, and the terrifying realization that something stood inside the corral that did not belong to this world. Maria lay beside him, but a heavy silence stretched between them. Finally, in a low voice, she said, "Victor, we need to leave this place." Victor didn't answer. He knew she was right, but he also knew it was already too late to turn back. Morning came, and the ranch no longer felt the same. The air was thick, heavy. The land felt lifeless, as if something had been drained from it. The birds were gone. Only the bull remained, standing alone in the center of the corral. And then, another animal disappeared. Now only the bull was left. The life Victor had built in just a few months began to collapse. Buyers stopped coming. People avoided him, even at the sound of his name. They whispered that lights turned on by themselves at his ranch at night, that shadows moved on their own, that laughter could be heard riding the wind. One night, Maria made her decision. "I won't stay here," she said. "You can remain if you want, but I won't live with this curse." That night, for the first time, Victor truly felt alone. And in that loneliness, he returned. The night was deep. Clouds crowded the sky. Lightning flashed, but no rain fell. Victor stood near the corral when the air suddenly turned ice cold. A voice came from behind him. "Compadre." Victor's body froze. Slowly, he turned. The same man stood there, torn clothes, a wide hat, his face half hidden in shadow. The same familiar smile rested on his lips. "You came back," Victor said, his voice shaking. "I had to," the man replied, "to collect what's owed." Victor finally snapped. "You deceived me," he shouted. "You said my life would get better. You took everything." The man laughed, a laugh that seemed to sink deep into the earth itself. "I didn't lie," he said calmly. "You received exactly what you asked for." "Then what is this?" He pointed toward the bull. "What is that thing?" The man walked slowly toward the corral. The bull became perfectly still, as if bowing before its master. "This? It's not just an animal. It's the physical form of your greed." The words struck Victor like a blade. "You were given a weak bull,
I gave you a powerful one. You wanted peace, but you only saw money. You never asked what the price would be." With a trembling voice, Víctor said, "I want everything undone. I want to cancel the deal." The man's smile vanished. A deal can only be broken when it's rejected at dawn. You allowed it to stay. You benefited from it. Now the price must be paid. Suddenly, the wind began to swirl. Shadows rose from the ground and wrapped themselves around the bull. Its body grew larger, darker. Its eyes shifted from red to pure black. Víctor staggered backward. "What's the price?" he asked. The man stepped close, so close Víctor could feel his breath. "Your life," he whispered, "your identity, everything you are." In that moment, Víctor understood. He had gained money, he had gained respect, but in return, he had mortgaged his soul. The ground shook, the bull let out a thunderous roar. The wooden fences of the corral began to splinter. Darkness swallowed everything. Víctor ran. He sprinted toward the house where Maria was waiting. "Go!" he screamed. "Now!" They ran without looking back, into the forest, into the darkness. Behind them, the bull's roar echoed, growing fainter and fainter until it disappeared. By morning, they were near the city, exhausted, empty-handed. The ranch was left behind. No one ever saw it again. People say that even today, a black bull stands on that land at night, alone, silent, hunger burning in its eyes. Víctor and Maria started a new life, only farming, no animals, no greed, just enough work to survive. Sometimes Maria wakes up at night drenched in sweat. He feels as if someone is calling his name from the darkness, but he never turns around. He has learned that everything has a price, and those who bargain with the darkness never return without paying it in full.